Hello, my name is Nives Torresi and I'm going to take you on a small journey to discover the special language project that I was fortunate enough to experience and which is the basis of this talk. The motto for this project was to get the children to learn as they play while growing together as a class. English as a language and as a means to enjoy and play. The aims of the project seem to be overwhelming when considering the real age group of the children. However, the intention of the teachers at the preschool was to enhance the fluency and correct pronunciation of the use of the English language, being that the earlier the correct pronunciation is heard by the children, then the more likely they are to remember later on in their continued schooling. English has become a priority at most elementary schools here in Italy, so it was only natural that the preschool community also jumped at the opportunity to provide an initial introduction into the language. The school already has their own teachers teaching the very basic English vocabulary, such as greetings, introductions, numbers, colours, shapes, and songs. The total number of children participating in the project was 62, encompassing an age group of 3 to 5 years, for a total of 8 hours broken down to 1 hour per week. The lesson took place on a Friday, and the set times were 10 a.m. to 12 noon for 2 groups and a third group from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. The teachers decided to rotate the groups in the set times. That way one group would have the lesson from 10 a.m. in one week and would have it from 11 to 12 the next week, and then 2 to 3 p.m. the next, coming back to the 10 to 11 lesson time on the 4th week, and again on the 8th and final week. The aim of the rotation was to avoid boredom and to create motivation by curiosity during the playtime, when the groups that had participated would talk about what they had done in the class that morning. The children were already aware of the English language via their own class teacher with the use of numbers, colours, some shapes and some songs, albeit some very difficult songs. Although in native English schools such as UK, Australia, Canada, USA, etc., preschoolers may even be ready for some nursery rhyme songs, but in countries where English is a foreign language and only taught at school, then children are not aware of the sounds or words. So I aimed at finding nursery rhymes for toddlers that would be in line with the lesson syllabus. The syllabus was based on simple activities such as colouring in, using photocopiable PDF files that I had created or downloaded from free teacher resources websites. Then I created slides which were turned into presentations with voiceover and provided in DVD format or via Google Drive link for the teachers to use again and again. Playing is an integral part of learning for children of any age, especially for preschoolers, as it seems to be their main concern for the day at preschool. The tables and chairs were always moved around to make room to play or dance or sing along. Even the desks became a round table where the children worked as if in one large team. As it turned out, children working together in teams tended to nudge each other to get the activity done. Games with a physical activity were a must. First, because it helped the child to envisage the word by putting it into an action and hence reinforce retention. Second, it helped to keep the younger children focused on the activity at hand, as in this case, the age group ranged from 3 to 5 years of age, preventing the usual fidgeting which is common at that age. Songs to move and sing along was another way of getting the children active while learning. The theme song unanimously chosen by the children was from the Kaboomoo YouTube channel, namely 10 in the Bed, which just so happened to reinforce the numbers and some easy enough words to repeat. Another great sing-along and a very active song was the Head and Shoulders song by Kaboomoo. This became a lesson starter as the children were eager to show off their sing-along prowess as they became more confident in having automatically memorized the words in the song. That was the amazing thing. The children only really learnt the words to the song by actually watching the teacher mimic the actions and sing the words, as well as watching the song simultaneously on the YouTube channel via the class monitor TV. The jigsaw puzzle was another game that was created by each child by colouring in according to the teacher's colour and shape called out, then gluing onto cardboard, and with help from the class teacher and assistants, the cutting out took place, and then playing by putting the pieces back together. The 15 squares puzzle was about as difficult as it should be for the children of 3 to 5 without causing any stress, as the completion is akin to self-satisfaction. I also created 2 jigsaws online that the children could go and complete with their parents. One on Jiggity and the other one on ePuzzle. There were also activities based on increasing their knowledge of the English language as opposed to the textbook approach. So using Krashen's natural language acquisition method, the classroom became a stress-free environment where English was a spontaneous result of the words or phrases emerging from the names, stories, or specific activity. Sometimes the specific activity involved drawing a picture to depict a group of words or simple phrases. The learning activities were created around themes that were already familiar to the children, activities that they were already doing in their first language, and themes that were in the social realm, such as the Easter or Mother's Day festivities. Most of the activities centred around worksheets for colouring in or adding in or cutting out with help and then gluing together. Children at preschool age are interested in things that are either diverse, hence attracting their curiosity, or familiar, which make them feel comfortable. It is very important at this tender age to maintain a caring and sharing atmosphere, allowing the children to feel comfortable sharing their colouring pens or pencils, scissors, glue, etc. A colours slideshow with a voiceover was prepared specifically for the children to listen and repeat. During the class, the slideshow was shown first, and the teacher pointed to the colour saying the name of the colour, and the children repeated. Then the teacher pointed to the colour and the children said the name of the colour. After the slideshow and the repetition, the children were given a colouring sheet and the teacher pointed to the name of the colour, then said the name of the colour, and the children chose the colouring pencil or crayon and coloured in the colour patch. A shapes slideshow with a voiceover was prepared specifically for the children to listen and repeat. During the class, the slideshow was shown first and the teacher pointed to the shape, saying the name of the shape, and then the children repeated. Then the teacher pointed to the shape and the children said the name of the shape. After the slideshow and the repetition, the children were given a colouring sheet and the teacher pointed to the shape, then said the name of the shape and chose a colour for the shape. Then the children looked for the colouring pencil or crayon and coloured in the shape. A numbers slideshow with a voice-over was prepared specifically for the children to listen and repeat. During the class, the slideshow was shown first, and the teacher pointed to the number, saying the number, and the children repeated. Then the teacher pointed to the number, and the children said the number. After the slideshow and the repetition, the children were given a colouring sheet and the teacher pointed to the number, then said the number, and the children added in the dots or circles to denote the quantity of the number. Then the children coloured in the numbered squares. These are some of the other activities included in the project. Again, the main focus was on the repetition of the words, then pointing to the images when taking turns for the children to have a go at will, then finally the colouring in, but always with the teacher calling out the colours to colour in the animals, body parts, objects, etc. Other activities called for colouring in fruit and vegetables, flowers and trees, birds and nature, food and tableware. The activities to grow together included preparing their own individual presentation for the end of the project, which was the book, collating all the material used during the class and putting them in order, finishing off, if any, unfinished work, then adding their well-earned certificate. Some photos from one of the groups. Due to the strict privacy laws in Italy, photographs may not include faces, names or places. The tables were moved together to form a large group, enhancing the need to communicate with one another, creating team spirit. Their certificate was another quick review of the main areas covered in the lessons: colours, numbers, shapes. The children had to complete each section by listening to the teacher and filling in the missing blanks. The numbers would entail adding dots to equal the amount. The colours would be in order from the original colour palette and called out by the teacher in order from top to bottom. The shapes would be filled in the colours called out by the teacher. The class teacher added the school stamp, and the certificates were signed by the teacher and class teacher, then added to the compiled book and then bound by the class teacher. Thank you for being a part of my presentation in the IATEFL Webinar Online Live. Pegasus One is my language teaching company based in Italy. We provide language learning projects for schools, business and private sector. These are some reference links. And this is the link to the live event. Thank you again.